Justin, coaches have talked about the cohesiveness and the staff. I know you've only had spring to kind of work with them, but can you see any of that amongst the coaches, the way they communicate with themselves, and the fact that in many cases they've worked together previously?
Yeah. In the spring, we had Coach Elder sitting in on our meetings at times, just because he knows. I think in Cincinnati he was a defense coach at one point, so when we were going over defenses, he knew a little bit more about the ins and outs of it to help us learn, as well as Coach Jake. So I think them having a cohesive relationship has really helped, and you'll see it as it goes on in camp. But I mean, just last night, Coach Mo had all the offensive linemen over just to hang out and get to know him better. And I think all the coaches are trying to do that with us and try to get on their level, because they've already been around each other. They just want us to get on board with what they do. So.
Is there an unspoken sense of maybe confidence that you derive out of seeing coaches work together, and kind of maybe they know each other, and because of that it instills a little more organization for you guys who play the game?
Yeah, I mean, Coach C knows what Coach Jake's going to say, Coach Mo knows what Coach Jake is going to say, and then Coach Jake knows what Coach Jones is going to say. So it's good to see that, and it instills confidence in us.
James, what about up front, just with you guys, and the way the coaches have, in many cases, worked together in the past? What do you kind of take out of that?
It just makes it easy to build trust in them, because you know they all trust each other and they working as a unit. So it gives you, like, you're only getting one answer back, and you're not getting mixed signals from your coaches. So it helps us trust them. It makes it easier to build trust in the coaches.
Can you sense when a coaching staff is disorganized and not communicating well?
You can kind of sense when there's a disconnect between coaches, but it's easier to notice when they're working cohesively as a unit.
Corey, with the coaching staff, how much can players read a coaching staff, and how much they kind of understand each other and the communication between the coaches? Do you pick up on that vibe at all?
I definitely do. I feel a huge difference between this staff and our previous staff. Both staffs are great guys, but this staff actually shows you a more family-oriented type of relationship, and they express it with the players as well as they do their fellow coaches. Like, you'll see guys who have known families for a long time, and they've been great to one another, and they've grown together, and it's a really great experience for all of us.
Well, what about on the field, the X's and O's part? Can you sense that I don't want to say they read each other's minds, but they're all on the same page?
Yes, sir. They are definitely all on the same page. One might call a play, and the other one knows exactly what's going on in the back end, from the back to the front to the middle. Everybody has the same idea.
Do you sense it's because they worked together in the past and they know each other?
Yes, sir. I think that's exactly right.
Can a player pick up on a vibe when coaches don't communicate well during practice?
I feel like over time, when you see a coach communicate with another coach and you understand that they know exactly what's going on, if there's anything that could happen that doesn't seem like anything that was from the beginning, then yeah, you can definitely tell.
Corey, you talked about the family-oriented relationship this staff has. Just any examples of that, how they've kind of shown those?
We've had cookouts together. We've done rafting trips. We've been together 24/7. We have, like, for the D-line, we have a D-line group chat. We all stay in touch. We've never done this before, and I feel like as far as being a family, we've come so much closer than before.
You don't even put too much weight in the raft?
I hope not. If I fall out, I think I'm gone.
AJ, what do you think Coach Jones has brought to this team that will produce better results on the field?
I feel like the simple stuff, just competing, and the passion. I believe Coach Jones came in with a lot of passion, and that's what you need out there playing. You got to have passion on the field. If you ain't playing for nothing, it's really pointless. I think he came and brought a lot of passion to the team and want the best out of all of us.
Was there not much passion last year?
I say some coaches had passion last year, but we're just in a new year, and everybody coming a little more hard and a little more tougher this year.
Have you been surprised at the passion that he's brought and how quickly the fan base from the recruiting trail, and everyone's just kind of all jumped on this bandwagon so quickly since he came on campus?
I think just like when we first said Coach Jones coming, and we watched like the little clips of him speaking to his players and how exciting he was. I feel like he was gonna be a good fit for us, and like everything he doing it for the University of Tennessee and doing it for us and just the nationwide, just to build us and just help us out, I guess, and bring the fans more involved.
Well, everything starts with the head coach and the coaching staff. And the head coach, this is why I love being a head coach. You get to paint the vision for what you want. You create the environment. You create the atmosphere. You create the morale. That's just like we had an organizational meeting of every individual in our football program that has an impact on the daily lives of every football player. We had I believe we had over 150 individuals at that meeting, and it all connects. You know, it doesn't matter if it's the individual at Gibbs Hall in the cafeteria serving our players, or the custodial staff, recruiting department, head coach, assistant coach, Jimmy Stanton. It doesn't matter. It all connects. And so it stems with us first, and I think if you have a staff that has great chemistry and loyalty, kids are smart. They can feel it. And I think when they see it, it fosters that environment throughout your program. It permeates everything. And I think that our players can feel it. And it's just us being who we are. You know, we work exceptionally hard, but, you know, we spend 80 hours together with each other. We better like each other, and we better respect each other. And the great thing is our families. You know, and maybe it's irrelevant, but one of the great things for me to watch is back in 1998, John Jancik's 16-year-old, my 16-year-old, and Willie Martinez's 16-year-old were back in the day best friends. Through coaching transitions, they're not together, and now they're back together, and they're all going to school together. And to me, those are the things that are rewarding when you have that family atmosphere, is just watching all that. And hopefully our players can feel it because it's genuine and it's real.